Hey everyone, this is bloodmako and this is my run of Garland's Lufenia. So this run is actually pretty straightforward. It's the Kaiser Behemoth again. I brought Garland, Arania and Belthea. I brought Belthea basically just for his HP damage increase. He actually didn't really do much for this fight because on the off chance that you are target locked by Warrior of Light, all his attacks are single target, so he doesn't really damage the Behemoth much. Well, there's no splash on his skills. His S1 does do brave splash damage, but it's not much, and his LD's damage is, well, really disappointing compared to the rest of the other LD characters. I got lucky with Garland. As you can see, I actually got his burst weapon. There is no full video for it because number one, I was not interested in 7's LD, and I already had Garland's LD from way back when it first came out. So I was thinking, hey, I'll just do the free pulls and let's see what I get. So on my first pull on 7's banner, I didn't get anything. I just got a bunch of power stones. I think 5 power stones. It was actually a pretty good banner for me. It would be better if I got 7's LD, but it didn't really matter to me much. So on the other free banner, the one with Garland's LD, it came out as a blue orb. So I was thinking to myself, it's not happening, man, I'm not gonna get a burst. And to my surprise, after I got the at the 10th weapon, it was a normal gold weapon. I can't remember exactly which weapon it was, but it was either a 15 or 35 CP only. It wasn't even an EX. And then it changed, and I was telling myself, whoa, dang it, I should have recorded. So I have a really ultimate bad luck video with Waka's LD and Mox's LD, and I have a super lucky video if I recorded with Garland's burst, which is even rarer than the other 2 LDs. It was a waste, but I was thinking to myself, hey, never mind. I mean, I'm gonna make a video with Garland's Lufenia anyway, so why not just talk about it then? So this Lufenia, basically just don't bring magic, or if you do bring magic, I'll suggest that you swap out your magic character until he stands, I believe. I'm not exactly sure, but I believe when he stands, you can do magic damage to him. But if you want to play safe, just don't bring any magic characters at all. I mean, there's so many physical characters that they can use. So many physical burst characters they can use. Like, I'm pretty sure like almost everyone has Cloud, or Ramuh, the top 2 support friends that everybody's using right now. Right, so a very interesting thing about Belthea's C65 ability is that it counts as magic damage, even though it did not state that any particular type of that damage it does. Because for some reason when I did his C65 on Kaiser Behemoth, it immediately countered and killed him. So I had to restart that run. If not, my friend support might be a Cloud friend support already, because that particular run was Cloud, because I was thinking Cloud has a AoE delay and I really like his burst animation and burst effect, but Ramuh does the job as well. So yeah, it's just something to be careful of, don't C65 Kaiser Behemoth, just use all your C65 on Warrior of Light. The op condition for this Lufenia is to basically delay Kaiser Behemoth. You have to delay, not delete his turn. The op will increase by 15 every single time you delay. So if you bring someone like Garland, Cloud, Ramuh, you don't really have to worry so much about the op, because they are bound to take at least 2 or 3 times before you have to refresh the op. Emmy will be really good here also, because you do not want to let Kaiser Behemoth get any of his turns. Because he has this skill called Forga, and it prevents your character from using any of its abilities, including EX and LD. So you want to try and avoid that as much as possible. You can also bring Lena. She is a synergy in this fight as well, and she will basically make your party immune to debuffs. I'm sure that frame will still go through, frame debuffs, but Forga is not a frame debuff, so you don't have to worry about it. At one point of the fight, Kaiser Behemoth will also... there will be a text where it says, do not let him get a turn. That is basically a one shot. So just delay him or delete his turns with Emmy, it doesn't really matter. This fight in general is not very tough. It might be because I brought so much debuffers. I brought Garland. Sorry, I don't mean Garland. I brought Gabroth. I brought Jack. Aranea places her own debuff. Plus, in addition to all these debuffs, I already have Garland's burst, which I use later on in this fight. I believe at around 60-ish%, which does an incredible amount of damage also. But I'm pretty sure you will do more or less the same damage, maybe slightly lesser with Cloud's burst or Ramuh's burst. Because this boss has no restriction other than magic, so you don't have to worry so much about that. Do take note that he actually absorbs Holy and Dark, so both Cecils are pretty much useless here. As you can see from the fight, the boss is about 70-ish% health. And I still have Garland's burst, and I still have my Ramuh summon. So I'm in a pretty good spot. His turn is delayed to the point where it doesn't really matter anymore, because on the off chance that he does come close, or if the op count is low, the minute Garland goes, he will just push the op back to maximum. Or if it's Aranea's turn, she can also delay the boss. He does summon a Warrior of Light every 10 plus turns that you take. So there's something to be wary of. But if you bring someone that has a lot of splash damage like Aranea or Ramuh with his LD, then you don't really have to worry so much about a Warrior of Light. You can also just delay Warrior of Light as much as you would like to. Right, another thing about this, the start of this fight at least, is that sometimes Garland, because he's not very fast, he might go after Warrior of Light. So you might want to be slightly careful at the start of the fight, because I had to restart a few times based on the turn order. Because if you let Warrior of Light go, you will immediately use Bitter End, his LD, on the whole party. And the few times that I actually let him go, he immediately KO'd Garland, which was quite sad seeing as Garland has 22k health. So if you don't have either Ramza or Cloud, another really good choice would be Lightning, because funnily enough, Kaiser Behemoth does not absorb Lightning. So you can just spam away with her. The boss is immune to quite a few generic debuffs, such as max brave down, but you can still use debuff to debuff him. At around 59%, he actually stands up and he will cleanse himself and also reset the op counter, or rather he will start the op again. So I would suggest that you save Jack's call if you're bringing Jack, and one of Gabrof's call, so that you can just reapply them after he stands. I also brought Ramza call, but I use it mainly to buff my team because of how much delay that I have in this team, especially on Garland with his rework. On the off chance that you're not using Garland and you don't have enough delays on your team, you can just bring Ramza's core or Cloud's core, depending on who you bring to your party, and that could be your emergency panic button. Another way to deal with Warrior of Light after he uses his LD is to actually, the most obvious choice is to kill him. Alternatively, you can also just paralyze him. Right now the boss is at his last legs. He has about 13%, maybe even lesser, and I still have so many LDs with Aranea, and I still have one more with Garland, so I can just literally spam them without worrying so much about running out of steam. In fact, Balthier has so many of his skills, mainly because I swap it out for Ramza. This is actually a very good showcase as to what you can do in case you don't have his burst. Because as you can see, right, I still have one of Garland's LD and I believe one more of Aranea's LD as well. So I can just continue delaying them. And as you can see, the turn count is 75, and at this point I'm only at 47. So I still have quite a bit of room to work with. So in case you don't have the burst, but you have Garland's LD, you can still use this strategy. So the fight is more or less over already. My team comp, along with their artifact and sphere, is at the end of the video. Again, I made the mistake of not equipping another artifact on Garland, but he still managed to get the job done. So your Garland could be doing more damage than mine. Anyway guys, thanks for watching and I'll see you guys in the next one.